juste du papier.
So here we can see there's paper. This is just paper here. Hello. I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Bonjour.
Hello, I'm Daniel Young. Welcome to La Politique sur le terrain. The riding of Lévis-Bellechasse, south of Quebec City, is one of the rare ridings in Quebec to be held by the Conservatives. Steven Blaney is the member and has been since 2006. He increased his majority in 2011. He was appointed Minister for Veterans Affairs. He is, above all, the representative of his constituents in Lévis-Bellechasse. Let's meet Steven Blaney today.
Bonjour André, ça va?
Hello André, how are you? I'm fine, thank you very much. Thanks for having us. Let's go to the conference room.
Ben, t'es un peu nerveux. Ah, c'est toi ici. Ah oui, 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 oui. Ben, on va s'habituer, hein, à la fin de...
We'll get used to it by the end of the day, André. It was as if we'd known each other for ages. André, thanks for having us here this morning. The company, your company, VIA, is a model for sustainable development. Could you perhaps talk to us about your company? Perhaps you could set the table. Well, we are a pioneer in the recycling industry in Quebec. We've extended, expanded. The latest project that we've just realized is to the tune of $4 million. We've installed optical readers to allow us to sort all sorts of types of plastics automatically. We can sort up to 10 pieces per second. So this has helped us to be more effective. It will be a pleasure for us to show you them these new machines. So here we are. So the paper's been taken off. This is just paper, right, André? Yeah, it's just paper. So all the plastic's been removed. Great.
OK, excellent.
That's fantastic.
André, rappelle-moi combien de vannes...
How many trucks of garbage can you handle in about an hour? Well, we have various sites throughout Quebec. We have 10-wheel trucks, so we can deal with one of those every 6 minutes. We separate the load into 6 different types of products. Mr. Blaney, you're in your element here. You're an engineer by trade. An environmental engineer, right? Yes, I am, Daniel. What I like about this company, well, it's a high-tech company. It's also involved in sustainable development. It's involved in recycling. Recycled items are redistributed to the market after they've been dealt with here. So thanks for having us. Here we're in the sorting center. Here we are in the sorting center. Mr. Blaney, this is a fine example of a company in your riding. We often hear about the Beauce miracle. How are things going here? Well, we're a manufacturing tiger here. We have companies here that are known throughout the world. Is it a coincidence, Mr. Blaney? We hear a lot about the Bose tiger. Is it a coincidence that it's in a conservative riding? I think it's one of the most important factors in the success of Chaudière-Appalaches. If you look at education also, people are very educated here. Education for me is an important value. It's important for a society. We have to encourage academic success. So we have a very low dropout rate in Saint Raphael, and in Victoriaville we have CFR. So if students have fallen through the cracks of the education system, we can catch them and we can propose them alternative education. This allows them to acquire skills and to find a job in the manufacturing sector. Now the economy.
What
about the Lévis shipyard? What's happening there? Well, there are potential investors who are interested, who want to take over the assets. So I hope that a private investor will take it over. It's the biggest Canadian shipyard, as you know. Yes, it's near here. And our government has helped this company. Now it's important that the private sector take over from us, and we do hope that the private sector take over this company. Where are we going now? We're going to Le Comptoir Grenier near Lausanne. This is an organization that helps the poorest people in my riding. There are areas in my riding where people need assistance. Now, Le Comptoir Grenier is a food bank. It's also a soup kitchen. Yeah, how are you, Eric? Are we going to see you later? Yes, we will. Fantastic. So we start serving lunch at about 11:30. Would you like to serve too? Why not? We'll just join in. We'll join in and we'll help you out. All right, that's fine. Three extra hands. So you have a volunteer team, a team of volunteers, right? Well, we do. We have different types of clubs that we organize. We have entertainment clubs. We have religious service clubs. What do you do here? Well, here we're in the dining room. This is for our clients who live alone. So it's really to break isolation. Yeah, it's a place where people can come and meet, and they can buy a meal for not much money, very cheaply. How much does it cost? $1. So that's a full meal. We have a nice team. We have a great team behind the counter. Hello, hello. So we're going to get down to work. Hello, hello. Hello, how are you? So we're going to work. We're going to get down to work. How are you? Pleased to meet you. Very pleased to meet you. Thanks for having us here. We have people from CPAC with us. What congregation do you belong to? St. Francis. Right, the boss. Hello, how are you? Jean-Claude Lavalière. Yes, I know him. How are you? How are you? The last time I came, we came here, we held a press conference. You're a source of inspiration for me, you know. So we're accompanied today by CPAC, or CPAC cameras. These are these well-known people in this riding in Lévis. Everything's recorded, so be careful what you say. So we'll have to wash our hands. How are you? Hello, pleased to meet you. Thanks for having us. Tell us what we have to do to wash our hands, and then what we do. Then we start serving.
Merci beaucoup, mon cher monsieur.
Thanks very much. Your name? Your name? Well, where are you from, rather? I'm from Lévis. Oh, me too.
Bonjour, ça va bien?
Hello, how are you?
Je suis venu d'un des meilleurs restaurants de Lévis.
This is one of the best restaurants in Lévis, let me tell you.
Ah oui, comme ça, un petit peu. Un petit peu de...
A bit more? Do you want some rice? There you go. Enjoy your meal. Hello.
Et voilà. Comme ça, c'est bon? Ça...
Is that enough? Thank you. It smells lovely. It smells great. There you are. This is produced locally.
Bonjour, merci beaucoup.
Hello. Thanks very much. So now it's your turn to serve us.
Hein? Bon. Puis qui vient s'asseoir? Ah, ça prendra un administrateur à côté.
So who wants to sit next to me? Come and sit next to me. Let's have the boss next to me. That's for the photo op.
Ah, là, par exemple. Là, je suis bien.
Sit there. Okay, that's better.
Bon. Bon, ben, merci beaucoup pour le bon repas.
Thanks very much for this lovely meal. Thanks for having me. No, it's always a pleasure. I hadn't planned to eat here, but it's a nice surprise. Chin chin, cheers. Now, the fact that you become a minister, does it change the way you interact with people? Well, what's important is really to serve people. If you're a minister, it's because you're an ordinary MP, and I gained the trust of for the people in my riding. So this is really an issue of trust. I had to keep my 2 feet on the ground, because I heard you say that you're, above all, a minister for your constituents. People used to ask me whether I'd like to be a minister, and I used to say to them, well, I'm already a minister in this riding. That's my first responsibility. Now, of course, I have the privilege to work for our veterans. It's extraordinary. It's an extraordinary privilege. And there are lots of them in this riding, right? Jean Cochet, for example. He's a veteran of World War II. He was involved in Bomber Command. Now, Mr. Blaney's very busy. Do you see him very often? Yes, we see him quite often. We often invite him when we're preparing a meal, for example. Well, we're going to prepare. We have a different thing that we're doing this year. We're having a special type of dinner, and we're going to take people. We're going to take people out. We're going to take people out to Quebec City, and perhaps you could help us out there. Because I have to rent a specific place, but I'm not able to get the reservation, so I'm going to talk to Steven after lunch, and perhaps he can use his influence, can pull some strings. Yvon has participated in federal programs which help the most disadvantaged in society. The New Horizons program, for example. Well, that program allowed us to kick off another initiative, Repas des Jardins, 6 years ago. But now I need more help, Mr. Blaney, because we'd like to buy this building. We're thinking about that because we've rented it for 20 years, and I'm fed up with that. The rent's very high, in fact. But that's our strategy for this fall. Well, there's the community program, the community infrastructure investment program. So we have to talk about that. You might be an ideal candidate for that. Well, I'll call your office. This has just been set up. This is a new program. It's brand new. Normally it's me driving. We usually share the task, share the driving. Don't think I'm always being driven about. Okay, so let's go in. Hello. Hello. After you. Hello, René.
Joanne, c'est une monnaie.
And who are you? I'm Joanne.
Joanne
Nadeau.
Joanne Nadeau. Okay, fine. That's Gaëtane. And she's dressed very sportily also.
Direction.
Lise is part of the management team. Now he's Minister of Veterans Affairs. I'd like to ask him to come to the mic to say a few words. Thank you very much. Hello, welcome to all of you. How are you all? Good. I've been told that you're already warmed up. This afternoon you had physical activities, and this is a program for seniors.
septembre, en fait, pour déposer des nouvelles demandes.
You have up to the 15th of September to make applications. Each year we get new applications. I think that seniors have done their homework. And now I can now confirm this afternoon the financial contribution to the tune of $9,217.
Et j'ai même apporté un chèque fictif.
I even have a check here for you.
Avoir un visuel. Alors...
For the photo op, for the press. So I would ask you, Grenier, to accept this check. Congratulations, bravo. Thanks very much. No, it's me. It's the thanks. I should be thanking you, rather.
Monsieur Blaney, vous êtes...
Mr. Blaney, there are only 5 Conservatives in Quebec. You were re-elected for the third time in 2011. You even increased your majority, in fact. Now, what's the reason? Why did your constituents put their trust in you once again? Well, I think at the heart of politics, well, it's all about trust, really. And I'm very privileged. I think that being re-elected last time was a sign of the trust that people have put in me in this riding. Now, given the other results in the rest of Quebec, it's very motivating. I'm always happy to meet people, and we're meeting new people this afternoon. We met some this morning also. It's a great pleasure to work with people in this riding. They're authentic people, and they're lovely people, really. But above all, when you work in Ottawa, you work in Ottawa to represent your constituents. Now, people who are my models are people who have practiced local politics. Now, these people always try to be present in a riding, to be visible. This is really what keeps me in touch with the people in my riding, and it motivates me to provide proper services and to tell it as it is. I can't do everything, but people would like to know what's going on. Is this possible? Yes or no? Who do I have to talk to? This is the state of things. What can I do? What can you do? And what can't we do? I think people really like to know where they're at. I have a great team that works with my constituents. And we have a lot of fun, really.
Le rapport que vous avez avec vos électeurs.
Your relationship with your constituents, how would you describe it? Well, I try to practice local politics. For me, it's very important to be in touch with local people and also to serve them properly. Of course, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be putting on our passport clinic. This is something new. Something that's already done in the West by other Conservative members, MPs. It's something that we're trying to replicate here. Now, you've been appointed minister. Therefore, does this leave you less time for you to be here in your riding? How often do you come back to your riding? Well, I try to spend quality time here over the past year. Well, I've been very busy as Minister of Veterans Affairs. So this summer, I met with veterans in Calgary and Gaspé. I was also at Lac Etchemin. That's all part of my duties. So, of course, I'm now required to travel more. But, of course, the heart of my job is my role as an ordinary MP. I have my office in Saint-Lazare, and that's where the guy who traveled across Canada by bike is from. I was very proud to be there with him. We also had an open door ceremony at Saint-Lazare. There were several people who turned out. we also had an open door event at a dairy farm. Many people came to see how you milk cows, for example. So I'm very privileged to be able to participate in these activities. How are you? It's a pleasure to see you again. Veronique. Thanks for having us here. A lot of people, a good turnout. What do you prefer, Mr. Blaney? Do you prefer your role of minister, as a minister, or do you prefer your role as an ordinary MP? Well, both are complementary. I couldn't always be in Ottawa, because if you spend too much time in Ottawa, you get brainwashed. It's called Ottawash. That's what we call it. So it's very important to come back to my roots, to talk to people, to take the pulse of what's going on, and to remain connected with what's going on here. Very often I come here to recharge my batteries with people from here. I like how authentic they are, how real they are here. Now, conservatives in Quebec are not always well liked. How do you react to people who say that the Harper government has forgotten Quebec, that Quebec no longer has an influence in Ottawa? How would you react to that? Well, I would say that sometimes it's something that bothers me, really. Because people don't have all the facts, I don't think. They don't have all the facts. We're a government here to serve Canadians, every Canadian. I have a look at the various measures that we've taken or put in place. Well, you can see that Quebec, during the economic downturn, was one of the best performing regions in Canada. So we like to think that our policies, our action plan has played a role in that. And this is the greatest source of satisfaction for me. Just behind me here, 6 years ago, this was an open space. There was nothing here. Now we have a convention centre. There are projects that were supported by the federal government. But there's also a lot of entrepreneurship here. That's why we see new projects going here. We have houses going up everywhere. We have commercial buildings going up also. So what we're seeing really is a revival of the local economy. We like to think that we've played a small part in contributing to that economic success. Mr. Blaney, you've always got a smile on your face. You answer every question with a smile, even the most difficult questions, in fact. Sometimes there are questions on discontent with the Conservatives. You continue smiling. You're always smiling. Is it because you feel that that helps you to get your message across, or is this the way you are? What's it all about, really? Well, look, I'm smiling again. Well, I think that it's very important to be loyal to your convictions, really. I'm always happy to have the opportunity to speak my mind and to share my thoughts with everyone. Of course, you can't agree with everybody, but I always like the opportunity to explain my point of view. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, that holds water. It's makes sense."
CPAC, c'est les mêlées de presse. CPAC, la politique